It's more than anything, that's our connection to the craft that came before us. And I think the other thing that's sort of essential about it is writing can be a very, very lonely thing. So any kind of connection to other writers or their process or their material is incredibly valuable and can keep you motivated on a lot of days where you just want to give up and stop, which I think is also really common.
People ask us all the time, like, what do you recommend I do? I'm a new screenwriter. Read scripts. Read scripts. It's tempting to think you can learn how to write by watching a movie, but that's not, you don't actually get that. That's the afterwards part. You have to read scripts to see how you get to the part that we do. So the library is very important.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't go to film school. I didn't read any books on screenwriting. I learned my craft by reading scripts. And that's always the piece of advice I give to young writers trying to hone their craft or break into the business. And that's, you got to read. You learn something from all the scripts, even the bad ones. In fact, sometimes, especially the bad ones, you always learn something.
Well, I remember when I first wanted to be a screenwriter and I was in college, I did it as an independent study, and I had to really dig to find the resources. And I move out to LA and I find you guys, and it's so rich with resources, not just stuff that you can go online and find, but also these Q&As, these panel discussions, and myself. I sat in the front row with a pen and a pencil trying to get as much information as I can.
Screenwriting is in and of itself a completely different art form than what we learn in school, which is we read novels, we read poetry. It's the same thing. Reading is writing and writing is reading, and it's a cliche to say it, but it's absolutely true. And the more you look at screenplays and television pilots and television scripts and features and whatnot, you really do get a sense of how they're constructed. You learn to reverse engineer, and it does inform you about how to break your own stories and make them sing.
Whenever I really, really like a TV show, which happens a lot, I will go get my hands on the scripts, because it's one thing to have great ideas about characters or great ideas about a story or a world, but to see how a master lays that out on the page is just invaluable. Because when you're watching TV, you can take in the whole thing, but when you see how the script, the blueprint for the whole thing articulates a story, I learned so much from that. There's just nothing that can replace that. So I think reading produced scripts is vital, and I do it all the time, and I'm so excited to hear about your library. I plan to go visit you guys very, very soon.